All right, welcome to Game 2 of this 1995 Braves replay. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of a game called The Game of Dice Baseball, and that's what we're playing tonight. This is going to be game number 2 of 162. The Braves are now 0-1. The Giants are 1-0. And this is a 2-game set to open the season for both teams in Atlanta. Let's get right into the starting lineups. If you want to know more about the game, you can go to thegameofdicebaseball.com and learn more about the game. You can purchase seasons. If you want this 95 season, just let me know, and I'll post it. I have it all completed, but just haven't posted it. I haven't seen a lot of desire for 1990s and beyond. So if the desire is there, I'll definitely post them. 1965 will be coming out soon. So you'll be able to play with Koufax, which would be great. And that was his last season. So let's get starting lineups. This is played on April 27, 1995. For the visiting Giants, it's Darren Lewis in center, Robbie Thompson batting second, Barry Bonds in left batting third, Matty Williams is hitting cleanup. He's playing third base. Glenn Allen Hill in right field again. J.R. Phillips playing first base. He is batting sixth. Royce Clayton at short. Kurt Manwaring is the catcher, and Mark Portugal is the pitcher, starting pitcher. Portugal 5-5, 4.15 ERA and 100 innings pitched for San Francisco. For the home Braves, it's going to be Marquise Grissom in center, Jeff Blauser at short, Chipper Jones, a switch hitter at third base, hitting third, Fred McGriff, big left-handed bat, now a Hall of Famer. He is hitting cleanup and playing first. Dave Justice in right, Ryan Klesko in left field, so he gets a start in this game over Mike Kelly. And Javi Lopez is catching and hitting seventh. Mark Lemke, the Limmer, is at at second base, and he's going to be batting eighth. And pitching is Tom Glavine, the lefty. Glavine 16-7 with a 3.08 ERA, 198 and 2/3 innings pitched. He can go 28 batters, so both pretty close together on their stamina. Only 66 walks and 198 and 2/3 innings pitched. Equivalent pitchers, not huge strikeout pitchers, about average, and then a little, maybe just a tad below average on the walk percentage. Typical walk percentages are somewhere between 8 and 9% for any given baseball season. So we are going to get started in this one. We got our game engine set up. Got all of our players ready to go. And I didn't go through the standings for today, so I went through and just I did all of the games. If you saw game number 1, the video for that one, I went through and did all of the scores for that one. So the Brewers at the White Sox. The White Sox have taken the first 2 from the Brew Crew. Chicago so far is split with Cincinnati. Cincinnati wins game number 2 against the Cubs. New York up 2-0 on the Rockies so far in this first series. Minnesota and Baltimore split in this one. Pittsburgh has taken their first 2 against Montreal. Houston at San Diego. They've won 1 game apiece. Detroit at Seattle. Seattle gets their first win and their first game, and the Tigers fall to 0-2. The Phillies and the Cardinals, they've each won a game in their first series, and the Indians play their first game and have dropped their first one to the Rangers. The Rangers lost sometime up here. Remember here, they lost to the Yankees on opening day. The Yankees not playing on day number 2, and so this is a Wednesday, a Thursday, and then the Friday would be next. And we got Oakland and Toronto. Oakland and Toronto now split as Toronto wins game number 2, just like they did here. The game that we didn't play that I forgot to play is the Dodgers at the Marlins. That was played on the 25th. This was the first game we played here. You can see the Braves are at one loss, no wins. But LA beat the Marlins, and they have their first win of the season. So that's using the simulation chart here. And what you do is take the home team and the away team. You take their winning percentages, which I have here. I've just printed out each team's winning percentage from each league for that season. I think for the first maybe 7 games or so, I'm going to go ahead and use those winning percentages from the year before. And then you basically just say visiting team, let's say they're at 600, and the home team's a 460 winning percentage. That's the closest one. Then where those match up, 1 to 37 is going to be a win for the home team. So that's how and then you roll 2d10 dice. And if it's 1 to 37, that's a win for the home team. If not, then it's going to be a win for the away team. So easy peasy as far as figuring out the other games. It's kind of interesting to see. It doesn't feel like anything. You're just sort of rolling to get a result. So don't expect that to be like a super fun part. But if you want to simulate using real formulas, I guess I should say it that way, using a real algorithm that's based off of something called the log5 method, created by Bill James many years ago. And I saw an article. The article is on the piece of paper there. If you get the digital file, you'll be able to go and read the article itself. But very interesting, all that goes into that. But essentially, it gives the better team an opportunity to beat a lesser team, although it's only a chance, right? Because on any given day, the last place team in baseball can beat the first place team. So it is possible. And, there are a few upsets on there. So I guess you can call it an upset. Every team loses 60 games. Every team wins 60 games is what happens in the middle of those games, right? The other 42. So that has been converted. That log5 method and some of the charts that I saw have been converted to a 1 to 100 roll. So that's where those numbers come from. But basically, it's the percentages just multiplied by 100 so that you can get a 1 to 100 roll. So I guess to look at it that way, a 50 is 50% is your odds, basically, of it's a 50-50 roll. So here, a 520 team against a 320 team, there's a 68% chance of the home team, the 520 team, winning against the other. So you can sort of think about it that way. It helps you with percentages. Okay, let's get this one started. This is going to be Tommy Glavine against Darren Lewis, Robbie Thompson, and Barry Bonds. The Giants won game 1, 10-5, crushing Greg Maddux and the Braves. So let's see if the Braves can get their revenge. We only need 1d10, Brian. Okay. I brought that down here for rolling for the games, but I only need 1. All you need in this game is 2 regular d6s and then some sort of decider die. A d6 works perfectly fine. 1 to 3 and 3 to 5. That's in fact what I have here. So if you have a traditional quote unquote decider die with a blank and a circle, you can use that too. Just something that represents a 50-50 chance. 1 to 3 is to the batter to the top. 4 to 6 to the pitcher side. It doesn't mean that everything is great for the pitcher and doesn't mean everything is great for the batter. It's just the way things were split up in this one. So we have a 23. We read the low number first, 23, and that goes to the bottom chart. So a 23 here is going to be a fly ball, and the D means deep. If you ever get a little bit confused, I've got a little glossary here that shows you what everything means, both on this chart and these charts. So 23, that's a deep fly ball to dead center field. And going back on his horse is Marquise Grissom, and he makes the catch a couple of steps short of the warning track, and that's going to be out number 1. So Darren Lewis gives the ball a ride, but he is going to be out. Brings up Robbie Thompson. So now we are faced with a decision here. This is not a decision, but a conditional. So if the pitcher's K percentage is greater than 20%, then it's a K. He's at 16, so that's not true. So instead it's going to be a walk. So Robbie Thompson takes the walk. Braves won this one, I believe, 6-4 was the final score in the actual game. Got a 56 here. This is Barry Bonds, lefty against lefty. A 56 is going to be a fly ball. He hits that out to dead left field. So we're going to say F7 on that, as the left fielder Klesko barely has to move, which is a good thing because he's not a great fielder. So he makes the catch for out number 2. No advance from the runner at first base. A 35 is going to be here. That's going to be another fly ball out to left field. This time Matty Williams gets just under it, and he flies out to Klesko in left, and that's going to be out number 3. So 3 up, or not 3 up, 3 down, but the Giants strand Robbie Thompson at first base. Can't get him around to score, and we take a 0-0 score into the bottom of the first. Mark Portugal is our pitcher. He's going to be facing off against Grissom, Blauser, and Jones, Chipper Jones. 24, that's going to be a deep drive off of off of Marquise Grissom's bat. That's out to straightaway right field, and going back on it is the right fielder, Glenn Allen Hill. He reaches up at the track, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Nice play out there by Glenn Allen Hill. 25 stolen bases, so I remember like a little less mobile Glenn Allen Hill when I was watching him with the Cubs. I didn't remember him having all that. So here's a 12. If the batter's walk percentage is less than 5, which it's not, it's 11. So that's going to be a walk for Jeff Blauser. So both pitchers have walked the number 2 hitter. Blauser 8 stolen bases in 13 attempts. Not quite to the point where I'm desperate enough to send him, but maybe at some point in the game we will. Got Chippewa Jones, 265 average, 23 homers, 86 RBIs in 1995. This was his first full season in the majors. He finished runner-up in Rookie of the Year voting to Hideo Nomo, which we'll see in the next series. We'll see him in the next series. So we shouldn't say which. We should say whom we're going to see in the next series. Right? That'd be proper English. A 15 is Portugal's K percentage greater than 20. It's not. So this one here is going to resolve for both of these pitchers to a walk. So that's going to be back-to-back walks from Mark Portugal. And the Braves say thank you very much. And there are 2 on now for Freddie McGriff, the crime dog, Hall of Famer, recent Hall of Famer Fred McGriff. Could be a chance for some damage here. Is the K percentage of the batter greater than 15%? It is, so that's going to be a strikeout as Freddie McGriff strikes out, and that'll be a strikeout looking. So Mark Portugal gets Fred McGriff in a big situation there with 2 on and 1 out. Now we're going to have two on and 2 out for David Justice. Dave Justice playing right field in this one. That's going to be a fly ball out down the right field line. Glenn Allen Hill races toward the line, and he stops, and he'll make the catch under control. And that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. So David Justice flies out as he gets around on 1, but can't get it to drop. And so we head to the top of the 2nd inning. Still no score. It'll be Glenn Allen Hill, J.R. Phillips, and Royce Clayton against Tommy Glavine. 45 is going to be a strikeout from Glavine, and that is a strikeout looking as Glavine gets him on the outside corner. And that's going to be out number 1. Glenn Allen Hill down on strikes. J.R. Phillips stands in, lefty against lefty. This is going to be a fly ball, but that's going to be a rare play. So when there's a fly out and it comes to a 10, then that's going to be a rare play. So let's check our rare play chart here. It's going to be a regular fly ball and a rare play number 4. A fly ball into foul ground in right field. The right fielder, who is David Justice, comes out of nowhere, dives, and he makes the catch in foul ground. So amazing play out in right field by David Justice. And it goes down as an F9, but that's really a wow play as he hustles in and dives and makes the catch. Giving himself up for the team. Like to see that, Justice. Got Royce Clayton up. This can be a 45. That's another strikeout, but this time it's another rare. So let's go to our strikeout rare chart. And there's a potential here that the base runner or that the batter can get on base. So we'll play that out. The batter holds up his swing. On the appeal, the ump says he went around, and that is strike 3. So a check swing, and that's going to be a swinging strikeout as Royce Clayton goes down. That's strikeout number 2 for Tom Glavine, and the Giants go down in order in the second inning. Go to the bottom of the second. It's going to be the bottom of the order for the Braves. Klesko, Lopez, and Lemke against Mark Portugal. Got a 25 here. 25 is going to be a little line drive. So on a fly ball, shallow, but with a little asterisk, that's a line drive. So we look, and a 7 is going to be a liner out to center field. Coming in hard on it is the center fielder, Lewis. Good fielder out there, and he's going to make the play for out number 1. So Klesko down. He stings it. And a low line drive. Darren Lewis comes in and makes the play. Javi Lopez stands in for the Braves. 35, that's going to be a fly ball out to straightaway right field. No problem out there for Hill. And he's going to make the squeeze for out number 2. Brings up the limmer, Mark Lemke. A 26. 26 is going to be a ground ball, and that's right back to the pitcher. No problem for Portugal as he gets it over to first. Excuse me, for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down go the Braves in the bottom of the second inning. And we are headed to the top of the third. It's Manwaring and Portugal, and then back to the top of the order with Darren Lewis. Here's a 45. 45 is going to be a little fly ball to right field. The right fielder, Justice, doesn't have to work quite as hard for this one, and he squeezes it for out number 1. Manwaring is down for the first out of the inning. Brings up the pitcher, Mark Portugal. There's a 24. 24 is going to be a deep drive down the right field line as he gets a hold of one right on the screws. And Justice is in the corner. He'll make the play just short of the warning track as Portugal gave that one a ride. 2 down now, 2 outs to right field. And Darren Lewis to the plate. He flied out to deep center field in his first at bat. Here's a 56. That's going to be a fly ball to center field again. He and Grissom position counters from one another. And he makes the out for out number 3. 3 fly balls for Tommy Glavine. A little uncharacteristic, but another 3 up, 3 down inning for Glavine. We head to the bottom of the third inning, and it's still 0-0. Looking for our first score of the game. Speaking of Glavine, he's going to be standing in. 222 hitter in 1995. An excellent hitter. 14 out of 63. 20% K percentage like a normal batter, or a normal pitcher, but can still swing the stick. 25, that's going to be a strikeout, but a strikeout with a rare play. So let's see what happens on this rare play. That's a 10. A foul tip, but the catcher holds on for the strikeout. So Tommy goes down swinging as the catcher, Manwaring, holds on to it. And that's out number 3. Brings up Marquise Grissom back to the top of the order. Grissom flied out to right field in his first at bat. There's a 23. That's going to be a deep drive. That's to straightaway left field. Going back on it is Bonds. And just short of the track, he's going to reach up and make the play. That's out number 2. Grissom going for the homer. Just misses it in left. Here is a 34. So are the batter's hits less than 100? We have Jeff Blauser. They are less than 100, so that means he's going to ground out hard to the first baseman, and the first baseman is J.R. Phillips. He's going to take that to the bag himself, and that's going to be out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down go the Braves in the bottom of the thirds. Each pitcher pitching well so far in this one after kind of rocky first innings. They have righted the ships, and this game is moving along at a good pace. It's Robbie Thompson, Barry Bonds, and Matt Williams, heart of the order for the Braves. Here's a base hit, and that is to right center field, and that is going to be a knock for Robbie Thompson. Thompson on base twice now, just a 223 hitter in 1995. Brings up the ever-dangerous Barry Bonds, who flied out to left in his first at-bat. 35 is going to be another fly ball, this time to straightaway center. Should probably put that there. And it's going to be Grissom making the play out in center field. That's going to be out number 1. No advance from the runner at first base. He would be able to advance on a deep fly ball to left field, but not a regular fly ball to center. And it's going to be Matty Williams up. He flied out to left in his first at bat. 45. That's going to be another strikeout, but this time it's also it's also a rare play. Again, batter tries to hold up his swing. That's another check swing strikeout, and that's out number 2. As Matt Williams can't hold up on that slider, and he goes down swinging. Glenn Allen Hill struck out in his first at bat. 55 is going to be a chance here. Are the home runs per 9 less than 0.4? I always do less than or equal to, so I'm going to go with that here. So that's going to be a double to straightaway center field as he rips it over the head of Marquise Grissom. A laser beam. One hops the wall in center field, and Glenn Allen Hill is standing at second base with 2 outs. The Giants threaten here. Base hit is going to score a run. J.R. Phillips to the plate. Phillips had a double in game number 1. 34. Are his hits less than 100? They are. So that's going to be a hard grounder right back to the pitcher. Glavine in good fielding position. Underhands it over to the first baseman, McGriff. And that's going to be out number 3. So the Giants do get... sorry, that should have been a runner at third. So the Giants do get runners to second and third, but they cannot get them home as Thompson is stranded at third base. So glad that little misplay there didn't hurt the scoring or anything, but so he made it to third base. He goes as many bases as the hit is, so a double. Robbie Thompson, I don't think, has great speed. Wouldn't have been someone 2 steals. That wouldn't be something. Oh, where is he? He's in there somewhere. Yeah, 1 steal. That's not somebody I would have just sent home. But we'll see. Not desperate enough in this game yet. So Chipper Jones and Fred McGriff and Dave Justice. So the big 3 in the middle of the order for the Braves. They're facing off against Mark Portugal. Portugal pitched 3 strong innings so far. 23 is going to be a deep drive. That's out to dead center field. Plenty of room as the ballpark holds this one. And that's going to be Darren Lewis without number 1. Chipper gave it a ride. Freddie McGriff, the crime dog, struck out in his last at bat. This is going to be a 14, that's going to be a strikeout. So a strikeout looking as Portugal gets McGriff for the second time tonight. And 2 down in the inning. It's David Justice standing in, left-handed bat for the Atlanta Braves. 34 are his hits less than 100. They are not, so that's going to be a base knock for Dave Justice right up the gut as he hits a single right up the middle. And that puts one on for Ryan Klesko. Klinko, as I affectionately call him. 310 average, 23 home runs, 70 RBIs. I mean, there were years where Klesko was just ripping the ball. Big left-handed hitter with a nice wide open stance. 23 is going to be a deep drive, and that goes out to right field. Glenn Allen Hill got a good jump on it, and just short of the warning track, he makes the play for out number 3. Klesko also gave it a ride, but cannot drive in the run from first. So the Braves leave one on in the bottom of the 4th. We go to the top of the 5th. Still no score between Glavine and Portugal. The Braves and the Giants. Something's got to give. And who is it going to be? This is a fly ball down the left field line as Clayton gets around on it. He waited for that inside fastball, but he winds up hitting it midway to left field. Left fielder out there is Klesko, and he's going to make the play. Decent enough on the average place. Not a great arm, not going to make spectacular plays for you, but serviceable and left. Brings up Kurt Manwaring, the catcher. He flied out to right in his first at bat. There's a 26. That's going to be a strikeout. Another strikeout. Got another check swing. So, says he went around, and that's going to be the first strikeout of the game for Kurt Manwaring. That's what, 1, 2, 3, 4 Ks for Tommy Glavine. Brings up the pitcher Mark Portugal. Portugal 103 average in 29 at bats. 36. He is going to hit this one hard to the second baseman. No problem for Lemmy. The Lemmer. Mark Lemke over to McGriff. And that's another 1, 2, 3 inning for Tom Glavine. Go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Portugal's still in the game. He can go 26 batters, and he's only gone not even 18 yet. So both pitchers doing really well. 18 batters now for Tom Glavine, and both look to be getting deep into this one. There's a 45. 45 is going to be a fly ball. That's out to left field as Javi Lopez gets around on one. And that's going to be a can of corn out to Barry Bonds in left. And that's going to be out number 1. The Lemmer, Mark Lemke, batting left-handed against the right-hander Portugal. 15 is the pitcher's K percentage greater than 20. That's a no. So Lemke draws a walk. Doesn't drive a walk, but he draws a walk. And no real threat to steal here. So we'll leave him there. We're going to actually bunt with Tom Glavine with 1 out. And try to get him into scoring. Let's get Lemke into scoring position. We got our sacrifice bunts over here. We'll just do that. That's a 5. A 5 is going to be a successful bunt. And so that's going to get the runner to second base. And that's out number 1. Or out number 2, I'm sorry. Should be out number 2. So 2 down, and a scoring opportunity here. As good a one as the Braves have had so far. Runner at second base hit from Marquise Grissom is going to knock him in for the first run of the game. It's a 46. That's going to be a ground ball to the first baseman. The first baseman, Phillips, has it, and underhands to the pitcher covering, and that's going to be out number 3. So the Braves strand 1 on the walk to Mark Lemke, and we're going to head to the top of the 6th inning, still tied at 0. So for as many fireworks as were in the first one, this one has gone pretty quiet. We'll see how it turns up. Tom Glavine still on the mound, and this is going to be a possible triple. Darren Lewis had 3 of them, and so that's going to be one for him here, as if his triples are greater than 2, then that's going to be a triple. And so Darren Lewis to dead central. He's going to wind up at third base with nobody out. And Robbie Thompson, man of the hour, he's 1 for 1 with a single and a walk, and he is going to try to drive in that run from third. Glavine desperately needs a strikeout, and instead what he gets is a line drive. That's just as good. So this is going to be a liner to left field. So it's a short line drive to left field, and Klesko comes in on the run, and he's going to make the catch. We're going to leave Darren Lewis at third base. I do have a chart here, which I think I had a question about that from someone about taking extra bases or that kind of thing. So, well, I got papers everywhere. What's going on? So page 18 of the game guide, you can see here there's a couple of runner advancement charts. So if you're not quite sure what to do on different types of ground outs and then the base runner situations here, you can see what to do. Some of these are going to be automatic double plays. You can see some on ground, hard ground balls over here. That's where you're going to get the auto double plays. On soft ground balls, really the only play is to first. And then you get some fielder's choices and things like that for just a normal ground ball. For fly balls, you can see what happens on deep, normal, and shallow fly balls. So you can see on the shallow fly balls, you're basically holding. On a normal fly ball, you get a few opportunities here. The question mark means that you can go over to this page and use the extra base / tag up chart. So depending on the player's stolen bases, how many successful steals they had during the year, you would roll your 1d10 against here. So a couple of rolls to figure out extra bases. If you want to just take an extra base, like you want to go first to third, you would use that extra bases chart on page 19. So I built that in there. I realized there was kind of a hole in the game there, so I wanted to give people that opportunity. So this is a line drive. Runner's going to hold. Brings up Barry Bonds, the ever dangerous, very dangerous Barry Bonds. He's got 149 hits as he tags this one for a base hit to left field, to left center. And that's going to be a run scoring hit as Bonds comes through in the clutch and drives home Darren Lewis from third base. The Giants take a 1-0 lead. Barry Bonds with the RBI. Matty Williams stands in. Young third baseman for the San Francisco Giants in this season. 16 are the pitcher's hits greater than 240. They are not. So that's going to be a walk instead of a base hit. That'll push Bonds to second base. And we got 2 on with 1 out, 1 already in for the Giants. Glenn Allen Hill to the plate. He doubled in his last at bat. Smoked one to center field, if I remember right. 26 is going to be a strikeout, and this is a strikeout looking as Tommy Glavine pulls out that fastball on the inside corner that he got so many batters out. They were looking on the outside corner, and he threw it on the inside corner, and they swore up and down that it was not a strike, but it was every time, and that's going to be out number 2. 14, that's going to be a fly ball out to straightaway left. No problem for Klesko. And he's going to make the out for out number 3. Glavine limits the damage, and he gives up the 1 run on the Barry Bonds single, and the Giants take a 1-0 lead in this one. Go to the bottom of the 6th. It's going to be the middle of the order. Blauser, Jones, McGriff, and hopefully Justice gets up to bat this time. This will be a fly ball out to left center field. On his horse is the left fielder Bonds, and he'll make the play in the alley. And that's going to be out number 1 as Blauser ripped it to the left field gap, but hung up just long enough for Barry Bonds to get there. Chipper Jones stands in. 26 is going to be a grounder. That's right back to the pitcher, Portugal. Going to go 1-3 on the putout, and Jones is down. He's 0 for 2 now. And speaking of 0 for 2, Fred McGriff, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. Let's see if he can change the narrative here. 36 is going to be a hard grounder. That is to the shortstop, so he goes to the opposite field. No problem there for Royce Clayton, though, as he gets it over to first. That's going to be another 1-2-3 inning for Mark Portugal, who is out over his skis so far in this one. The 4.15 ERA in 17 games started. And pitching very well. No runs so far in 6 innings. We got Tommy Glavine. That's going to be 27, 6, 5, 24 batters, and he can go 28. So let's leave him in there for one more inning. See if he can get through this bottom of the order. 12 is going to be a line drive. That's to left field. And the left fielder is Klesko, who's made a couple plays, a couple nice plays out there. We're going to call that a liner to 7. We should also call this one a line drive because that's what it was. So Royce Clayton goes down for the 3rd time. Not a lot of hits in this game. Not a lot of hits to go around. They used them all up in the first 2 games. Brings up Kurt Manwaring. Manwaring with an opportunity for a triple. He has 2 triples on the year. Are they greater? Always do greater than equal to, right? So that's going to be a triple for Kurt Manwaring as he winds up at second base. He puts on the wheels, and he gets there. We're at 27, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's let Portugal bunt away. We did that for Tommy Glavine. So let's get out the old bunt chart and try to get Manwaring over into scoring position for Darren Lewis. That's a 4. That's going to be a successful bunt. Actually, why are we bunting? He's at third base. We got to hit away here. What am I thinking? And that's going to be a possible triple. Portugal has 0 triples, so that's not going to work. But it is a base hit, and that's going to put the Giants up 2-0 on the Braves with the RBI single from the pitcher, Mark Portugal. That did not turn out like we wanted to. So 2-0 our score here in the top of the 7th inning. The Braves looking to hold this game exactly where it is. A 25 is going to be a little line drive, and that's a liner to shortstop. So we're going to go L6 on that, and that's out number 2. Runner scrambles back to first base, the pitcher. Brings up Robbie Thompson. Thompson with the single, and lined out in his last at bat. 12 is going to be possible walk. Yes, that's going to be a walk to Robbie Thompson. Now we got 2 on with 2 out. And Barry Bonds to the plate. What do you do? Well, I'll leave one of the best pitchers in baseball in there to face him. Lefty, lefty. 36. 36 is going to be hard grounder to the second baseman, Lemke. Lemke knocks it down, gathers it, gets it over to first, and gets Barry Bonds by a half a step. Excellent play, but close at first. And that prevents another run from scoring, or, yeah, I guess he prevented it from getting by him. But Glavine giving him an attaboy as Lemke makes the play at second base. 2-0 is our score as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Mark Portugal still in the game. He's facing off against Justice Klesko and Javi Lopez. 56 is going to be a fly ball. That's out to right center field. Ranging over is Glenn Allen Hill, and he's going to make the play for out number 1. Justice is down for the first out of the inning. Brings up Ryan Klesko. 23 home runs in 1995. No home runs so far on this year. He's going to fly out, and that's going to be a fly out to the third baseman. So he pops up Williams into Foul territory is going to make the catch, and that's going to be out number 2. Javi Lopez, the catcher, stands in. 315 average, 14 homers, 51 RBIs in 1995. And this is going to be a deep drive off of the bat of Javi. Going back on it is Lewis, and plenty of room to make the catch. That's going to be a 1-2-3 inning again for Mark Portugal, who is dazzling in this one. And let's see. 27, 28, 29, 30. So let's go ahead and get a new pitcher in. I realize that the pitcher is going to be up in the next inning. We got the 8th and the 9th to cover. Let's get Brad Klontz into the game. I think he actually got into the game in real life. So Brad Klontz, one of the better pitchers for the Braves in 1995. And we're going to go 7 innings for Tommy Glavine, only 2 runs allowed. So just an excellent start for him. And Klontz is going to enter in the 8th inning. He'll be facing off against Williams, Hill, and Phillips. 23 is going to be a deep drive. So he's greeted by a Matty Williams right off of the sweet part of the bat. That's out to right field. Justice going back. He makes an over-the-shoulder catch at the warning track, and a spectacular play in right by David Justice. Glenn Allen Hill, big right-hander, stands in. 24 home runs, 86 RBIs in 1995. 45 is going to be a strikeout as Klontz gets him looking. That's going to be out number 2 for Glenn Allen Hill. 3rd strikeout of the day. The trifecta, the hat trick. He also managed to squeeze in a double along the way. I think Glenn Allen Hill would fit in perfectly to today's game. J.R. Phillips, left-handed first baseman. He's 0 for 3 on the day, a couple flyouts. He's got a 14 here. 14 is going to be another fly ball. That's out to left center field. Klesko ranges over, and that's going to be out number 3. 1-2-3 inning for Brad Klontz. Nice one, young man. And that's going to give the Braves an opportunity here in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's going to be the bottom of the order. We're going to have a pinch hitter up, I guess, for Klontz. Didn't do a double switch, so we'll see how this goes. Portugal's still in the game. He can go 26 batters. He's at 27, 26, 25. He's at 25 now, so we're within range. We'll watch him and see if he gets into trouble. 16 are the batters hits greater than 130? They are not, so that's going to be a ground ball to second base as Lemke grounds out to the second baseman, Thompson. Thompson over first for out number 1, and the limmer is down for out number 1. Let's get a pinch hitter in for Tommy Glavine. Got lots of guys there. Let's go with against the righty. Let's go with Dwight Smith. That would be something a little bit more normal. So let's get Smith into the game. He's going to be pinch hitting in the 8th. And let's see what Dwight Smith can do. 252 average, 3 home runs in 131 at-bats. He's facing off against Mark Portugal. Portugal, a spectacular game so far. See if he can keep it up. 35 is going to be a fly ball. That is to straightaway center field. Looking up into the night sky is Darren Lewis, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. Brings up Marquise Grissom. Grissom is 0 for 3, grounded out to the first baseman in his last at bat. A 13 is going to be a foul out, and that's going to go to the right fielder as he pops it up down the right field line. Coming in hard is Glenn Allen Hill, and he'll make the catch on the foul side of the foul line. And that's going to be out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for Mark Portugal. And what a game. Even the fans in Atlanta standing up for Portugal as he comes off the mound. Classy fans that they are. All right, we need a new pitcher for Atlanta. Let's bring in Wohlers. Let's see if we can just sort of shut things down. Being at home, treat it like a save. And Clance goes one solid inning for the Braves, and Wohlers is going to be facing the bottom of the order. Clayton Manwaring and a pinch hitter. Got a 35. A 35 is going to be a soft grounder. That's to the first baseline. Phillips is going to get it and tag out the runner as he goes by. I'm sorry, that's McGriff tagging the runner as he goes by. And that's going to be out number 1. Wohlers inducing soft contact. Not this time. K percentage 15% or greater, yes. And he is going to strike out. So that's going to be a Manwaring K. As he gets the gas from Mark Wohlers. Wohlers with 90 strikeouts in 64 and 2/3 innings pitched. Good for a 34% strikeout percentage, which was pretty unheard of back then. So, we need a pinch hitter here. Let's get a little pinch hitter. Let's go with Todd Benzinger. Why not? Because you can't get enough Todd Benzinger. Anytime you can get him in the game, you should. So Todd Benzinger, the first baseman, switch hitting first baseman for the Giants. He'll be pinch hitting in the 9th. And let's see what he can do against the flamethrower Wohlers. 200 average, only 10 at bats. You got to play him at the beginning because I think something happened to him. They traded him or something happened. I was looking on the transactions list. 23, that's going to be another strikeout from Wohlers. And this time he gets Benzinger swinging through a fastball. And that is out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Braves closer as he shuts down this Giants bottom of the order. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Braves down 2, and the mustachioed one, Rod Beck, will come on for the Giants. Yeah, let's get back in here. Portugal goes 8 innings of shutout ball. And let's see if Rod Beck can hold down the fort. 5-6 with a 4.45 ERA. He did have 33 saves, but it was always a bit of an adventure with Rod Beck. Are his wild pitches greater than 5? They are not. So this is going to go over to our rare play chart for the pitchers. And let's see what kind of weirdness is going to happen. All right, and we got it. A 7. A line drive caught by the third baseman. This would have been an opportunity for a triple play. This is where the triple play is. So it's on the pitcher outcome. A 7. If you had the right situation, you had a chance for a triple play. But it's a line drive caught by the third baseman as Jeff Blauser smokes it, but he smokes it right to Matt Williams at third. Why am I doing that? It's a liner to 5, and that's going to be out number 1. So Blauser, trying to do his part, is foiled by the Giants' third baseman. Chipper Jones, 0 for the game. He does have a walk, and let's see if he can get on base here. A 13 is not going to do it. That's going to be a grounder out to second base as he gets on top of it and rolls it out to second. The second baseman is Thompson. He'll make the play to first for out number 2. One more out to go. And let's see. The crime dog, David Justice, Klesko, 3 in a row. Can it happen? It could, but it's not going to, as this is another ground ball. Got on top of and rolled out to second base. Thompson again with the play over to first, and that's going to be all she wrote as the Braves get shut out in this one 2-0 from a terrific Mark Portugal outing. He beats Tommy Glavine. Glavine with a couple of give a triple here and a single from Barry Bonds. That one you can live with, but the triple and single from Manwaring and Portugal. That one's a little tougher to swallow at the end of the day. But as it goes, Glavine only gives up 2 runs in 7 innings. Wohlers comes in and closes the door. So does Brad Klontz. And Braves just couldn't get anything going against Portugal. And Rod Beck comes in for the save as we get a win here. Glavine's going to take the loss. These two get nothing, and we go 1-0 on that. All right, so this is the game of Dice Baseball. This is game number 2 out of 162 games. Played the first game, and like I said, that was a Giants winner. This is totally opposite from history. So the Giants dropped 2 in Atlanta in real life, but here they take this first 2-game series from the Braves, and hopefully the Braves can right the ship. They got to go out to LA, so they're traveling west, young man, and they will be facing off against the Dodgers in game number 3 of this season. If you want to purchase or find out more about this game, you can go to thegameofdicebaseball.com, and there are several seasons, mostly from the 60s and 70s at this point. And again, if you want the 90s season release, just holler, and if there are enough people who want it, I'll definitely release it out. Eventually it's going to come out, but just trying to focus a little bit more on historical seasons at this point. You're going to get the game engine, which is going to be for that particular decade, so either the 60s or 70s. You'll get every single player who ever got into a game in that season, even if they didn't get an at bat, they just pinch ran or got into a game. You're going to get that person, and you'll get every player from every team for that season. And right now, the introductory price is just $7. So literally, you have all of these cards here. So these are your starting lineups. These are your benches and bullpens. These are our starting pitchers. And then you can see here, all of these guys are the rest of the teammates for these 2 teams. So you get a boatload of cards. And if you like cards, you're going to love this game. If you don't like cards, I have roster sheets that you can use. And you can use those roster sheets to play. You don't have to print out all the cards, or you could use it to only print out the starters that you want and then use the roster sheets for everybody else. However you want to do it. I like to include those roster sheets because I know a lot of guys like to play with those, a lot of gamers. And they're super easy, just like, 15, 20 pages of everybody who got into the game. It's all the same stats, all the same stuff as the cards. They're just not cards. Each card, the cards come with backs. So you can print the backs on the cards if you want to. And I like to do that because I think it just looks good, looks nice. And it's a great way to help you keep track. If you have multiple seasons, it helps you keep track of what season this is. It also has it down here. So just kind of a quick and easy way to figure out which season does this card go with. I think that's it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, click subscribe. I will be playing out this entire 162 games on this channel. So if you want to get notified of when I post new videos, probably a few a week, then you can click the little bell icon and you'll be notified in the app or in your email or wherever you get notifications for YouTube. And you can also join. I don't have a Facebook group yet for this, but if it's desirable, I'll create a Facebook group for it. Otherwise, you can stay tuned here and I'll have different announcements and things like that for the game. All right. All good, man. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.